And what is up, guys? Technicals here. So, GPU mining dead? Have we heard that enough? Have people said that enough? Are you absorbing it yet? I'm going to take it a step further. I think mining is dead. I'm going to offer my completely unhinged and unreasonable, uneducated reasons as to why I think that is. I'm the Technicals. Let's get into it. Before that, this video brought to you by BTC, a premier Bitcoin and altcoin mining pool, consistently ranked among the top Bitcoin mining pools that are available. BTC supports merged mining with your Bitcoin in NMC, SIS, and ELA. Additionally, VIA is the largest pool that supports Dogecoin. VIA also supports free withdrawals to CoinEx exchange if that's available to you in your area. Overall, just a great layout, combined account system, and so much more. If you want to mine on via BTC, my link is in the description below. All right, I didn't script any of this. I'm just going to go. So over the past few weeks, months, whatever, it's been shitcoin du jour that's just kind of popping up here and there. It's Aleo. It's, what's the new one? Asterix. It sounds like something you rub on your face to make your acne go away. It's Varus, or it's Chlor. Now Chlor is very popular because of their new, basically AI, easy to set up AI sort of workload platform. Thank God someone's doing it. Point being is that if you've seen my crypto hospital episode, it was GPU mining kept dying, so they kept pumping them full of shitcoin just to kind of bring them back to life over and over and over again. And that's absolutely the way it's been since the Ethereum merge. But everybody, myself included, has been mining these shitcoins and just holding on to them, waiting for price appreciation, hoping and praying. Well, let's not say hoping and praying, let's say expecting the next bull run to come around, because it's been that way, and it may be, but is it? I've said in previous videos before that I like to look at things from a macro sense, from a zoomed out perspective, as my friend Hawk Crypto Mining says, a 30,000 foot view. So I'm often thinking about larger economic conditions and what that means for cryptocurrency, because the hype train doesn't start unless retail normie investors kind of jump on board, because Bitcoin starts going up and then the news starts talking about it. So normies jump in, and normies see that, hey, I'm not going to make 10,000x on Bitcoin, but what about some of these little shitty coins down here? I think I can go 10,000x on those. And so Bitcoin's the on-ramp, and then they start buying up all the little shit coins, ideally the little proof of work shit coins that we've been mining the whole time. Sends the price through the roof, we cash out, rinse and repeat. But I'm kind of looking here at like the stock market, because this is something I do every week. I dump a little bit of money into the stock market every single week without fail, lazily, ignorantly, right into SPY or FXAIX. I don't research, I do some picks, but mostly I just jump into the ETFs. I'm contributing to the ETF bubble. Well, what the fuck am I supposed to do? What are normies supposed to do? Go and research a bunch of stocks and then pick them and then lose 30% because they're not following the big FANG or whatever 5-7 stocks that are driving the entirety of the market? No, I'm going to jump on board. I'm going to have a shared fate with everybody, because if the market collapses and I lose everything, I want to make sure, damn sure, everybody else is losing everything along with me. That's just my personal strategy. Point being is that the market's at all-time highs right now, and if you kind of overlay Bitcoin's price or cryptocurrency's price over this, it doesn't exactly match up, but it kind of sort of does. Big events, all the COVID money that came in, people had tons of extra money laying around, and I'm almost certain that that's what drove the price up sky high back in late 2020. Additionally, the bull run back in 2017 into 18, I think maybe some more favorable tax policies were taking place back then, or maybe just some renewed optimism in the market. It was only 7, 8 years after the Great Recession. So for things to come around, it took a little longer, and so people started having money again, and we're looking to kind of make some speculative plays, because people don't make speculative plays in an uncertain and down market. You kind of run away from that risky shit and you go into more secure stuff, more conservative type investments. The question I'm asking myself, and again, I'm not educated on any of this stuff. I'm just a normal guy, but you're going to listen to a normal guy because I represent the normal guy out there that could be buying your proof of work coins. To me, I ask myself the question, looking at the broader economic landscape, do I think in the next few years that the economy is likely to improve to the point where people have lots of disposable income, where they're looking to dump lots of extra money into cryptocurrencies, these risky plays, or is it likely to get maybe a little worse and people are not so inclined to do that? Me personally, I think it's the latter, because people are not saving as much money. Credit card debt's at an all-time high. Auto repos are going through the roof. People are exiting out of some of these riskier things. but oddly enough, Bitcoin seems to stay where it's at. Everyone lamenting about the price of Bitcoin going down. It's not, I mean, it's gone down in like the 50K range, but if you look at the damn chart, it's still kind of hovering up here in the cloud. Again, this I think is because the ETF. Once the ETF came online, suddenly there was all this demand for Bitcoin, and that drove the market even higher. But now these big major players are just kind of holding it in reserve to sell to their customers, people that want to buy in. I can't help but think that there's a big reserve sort of thing in place there, that when you sell your part of your Bitcoin through your Fidelity or your Schwab or whatever, that they're not actually selling that at market. They're just selling it back to themselves and paying you out. And that's with me knowing precisely nothing about how that works. But I can't help but think that they would do that and not just facilitate those transactions back and forth into the market, and they'd probably just hang on to it. So the point being to this sort of little micro tangent of this video is that it's priced in. The Bitcoin bull run is priced in. And if Bitcoin doesn't go up, everything else doesn't go up unless these individual projects have some big news behind them, enough sufficient to the point to where all the people who are already in cryptocurrency or normies who are kind of casually just flirt with it from time to time, crypto is like their little side piece, big enough news for them to kind of rush in. And honestly, when is the last time you've ever seen any coin whatsoever besides Bitcoin or Ethereum be mentioned on CNBC or, you know, even one of the major networks? I don't know that I have ever. Maybe Doge, but that's really just because Elon tweets about it, and then it's kind of a flash in the pan. But really, do you want to bank your financial future on that kind of thing? Not me. Segment 2. Another thing too is there are less people in mining right now. That's less people going out there and shilling their bags, because I've noticed that kind of, and I've tweeted about this kind of more so jokingly, but no one's going out there and doing their duty by shilling this dog shit that we've been mining nonstop. If you're just mining it and holding it, sure, you're locking up the supply, but these coins are microcaps by comparison. So you're locking up the supply on a coin that's not really having much activity, much volume day to day anyway. So what's that really doing? And I can't expect people to go out and start shilling bags, because you got to cover your power costs and things like that. But it kind of leads into my next point, which you've heard a billion times already, is that mining is a hobby. I think setting up a mining operation as a business solely, just mining, that's the only thing you do. You don't do media or consulting or fix machines or any of those other ancillary sort of activities that surround mining. I just don't think it's going to happen unless you're coming at it with super ultra cheap power and big scale right out of the gate. So sure, you could probably make it a business if you've got 100 million to build a site and you've already got the power company putting the big cable running it out there, and you can, you know, out of the gate run a mini multi-million-dollar facility with probably just Bitcoin miners, then yeah, maybe you stand a chance. But at any scale below that, I just don't see it happening. As the price of Bitcoin goes up, that means that its X factor goes down, and it makes it to where this is a much more long-term mining sort of thing. I'm not seeing the way that small-scale miners, home miners, can transform this into some kind of ongoing business where you get consistent earnings on a month-to-month basis to cover your costs and then kind of reap those profits. It is 100% entirely at this point. You have to mine and hold it and wish and hope that you pick the right horse and that horse wins. And that's no way to run a business whatsoever. And you know who agrees with me? The IRS. Can you name another business that has a model like that where you put in a whole bunch of work and you get credited in Beanie Babies or whatever, and then you're just kind of hoping that their Beanie Babies are worth something, and then that's when you take your income, and that could be with any point within a 2, 3, 4 year span? Anyone can name a business like that in the comments. You get a golden star. So I think accepting that, personally, I was watching Red Fox's video the other day. I mentioned it in my last video where he was talking about how he hasn't done anything in a long time, but he brought out an old rig, just one rig, because he had them all off. And he turned it on and he just started mining something, and he was having fun with it. He wasn't ultra concerned about min-maxing his mining operation. And I thought I was kind of doing that similar with all my Windows machines, all my salad rigs, had them all set up on Windows, and I would just remote into them and either run NiceHash or Salad or, you know, Aleo or something like that. And it was kind of fun. It was easy. It wasn't like, you know, everything in Hive OS and I've got to strategize and think about the price here and perform all these advanced overclocks to get super ultra max efficiency, because I got 7.5 cent power, and that makes a lot of things profitable for me that are not profitable for anybody else. And still, I ask myself, like, this shit ain't worth it, dude. And it's not worth the pennies I'm getting per day or dollars I'm getting per day. Still, even at my power rate, even at like a 4-cent power rate, you still got to mine and hold to make anything meaningful. So that's my headspace. And that makes life a lot easier. Am I concerned about my S19J Pros that are losing me, you know, a dime per day, even $1 per day? I'm not at all, because I believe Bitcoin's going to be around. That's for damn sure. And all these little shit coins, it's just gambling. I'm buying lotto scratchers at the gas station, which is something millions of people do. Millions of people gamble on sports or go to the casino or bet on the racetrack dogs or whatever. And so this is just my version of it, but my version of it, I get to kind of be a little more active with it, kind of control my destiny a little bit. It's not just pure chance. And I think adopting this policy is the way to go, and it's really going to be the only way to go in the future. I really hope you disagree with me and comment below, because that gives me engagement, which gives me literally dozens of views. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. Be sure to like the video and subscribe for more content like this. I'm The Technicals. See you next time.